Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be, if you're going to predict the future, ... So I'll get to that in a minute. It's a beautiful day. It's about 5:40 at night. The sun's going down so much earlier, so I got to make sure I get out here before it gets dark. I'm back home, as you can tell, back in PA. Well, I was in PA for my son's race. He did 110 miles on the bike. At one point there was a loop that brought him on this, that was the extra loop that was required to get to the 125 mile mark. He's about 2 miles in, hit a big rock in a very technical, bumpy section, blew out the tire. He tried to fix it. As soon as he fixed it, it kept leaking again. Apparently the rock put like 3 holes in the tire. So he had to drag the bike 2 miles back to a tent where they had a repair station. And by the time he was done with that, he didn't go back into this technical loop. He just kind of decided, all right, forget it. I'll cut that loop out and I'll just go finish the rest of the race. So instead of 125 miles, he did 110 miles. He was totally covered in mud. The whole morning was kind of rainy, and they're on trails. This is not a road race. They're on trails, so he was covered in mud. Freezing cold at the first aid station. Fortunately, they had a fire going, and he kind of camped out there for about 45 minutes. But all told, he was on the bike on this ride for about 10 and a half hours. So kudos to my son, Matt. Unbelievable. But yes, he made it safe, and he finished with a smile on his face. And the day after today, I just talked to him a little bit ago, and he's doing great. So enough of that. I know a couple of people saw me posting on my personal page, and yeah, that's the update. So you take a couple of breaths. Let's enjoy the nature. Lots of blue jays. What you'll notice is if you slow down your breathing, that has a definite impact on your central nervous system, on your thinking. It will slow down your thinking. And it will also start to settle down the emotions, primarily the fear and the anxiety stuff. But if you ever get into a real rage and you take a couple of nice cleansing breaths while feeling it, it has the ability to do that too, help kind of dissipate that as well. So overall, not sure what to do, just breathe. Yeah, the blue jays are screaming. All right, so if you're going to predict the future, you may as well have it be a future that you actually want, right? Because so many of us are predicting this future full of pain, suffering, agony, despair, anger, pissed off at the pain, pissed off at what life has, kind of dealt us. And so if you're going to be a fortune teller, make it something you want. Start to envision yourself living pain-free, doing more, laughing more, smiling more, loving more, engaging with other people more, or just enjoying your own peace and quiet more. Right? I live by myself here. And yes, I do have a couple of friends. Don't see my family that often. I'm blessed because I get to interact with all of you folks in the community. But I do like my own company. And if you find yourself living alone and really focusing on how alone you feel, look at the person in the mirror. Learn to love your own company. It's a great way to make sure that you're not beating yourself up for being alone. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it's kind of nice not to have to deal with some other people. I'm not dismissing the value of relationships and spending time with other people, living with other people, being married. It's all wonderful stuff. It's just that right now in my time in my life, I'm finding myself, I'm not living with anybody, I'm not married, and I'm perfectly cool with that. And I can enjoy where I am in my life. So, predicting the future. Here's how this works. Whatever we expect, the brain starts to create it. It's called predictive coding. And so if you expect the pain to be there at 12 o'clock noon, it's going to be there. It's going to be waiting for you. Right? The brain literally creates it based on the expectation. That also ties into the reticular activating system. So if you start predicting the future with this belief that I've got a wonderful future ahead of me, pain-free, full of physical movement, exercise, joy, happiness, connection with others, the brain starts to do this thing called the reticular activating system starts going, and it starts to scan all of the various input and looking for evidence that the thing we believe is going to be true or is true. So if you believe your life's going to suck, you're going to be alone, you're going to be miserable and everything else all day long, your brain seeks to confirm that belief as true. So it's going to seek to confirm all of the, yep, see, I got pain, son of a bitch. Here I go again. Right? If, the brain just seeks to prove or confirm that the things we believe are true. So this predicting the future concept isn't like fortune telling and saying, oh, you're going to meet this wonderful person, or you're going to get a new job, or you're going to do anything fancy. No, predicting the future means let's decide what we are going to choose, and it is a choice, what we are going to choose to believe about ourselves and our futures. And you darn well better make it a good belief and something that supports you and lifts you up and kind of pulls you forward, instead of a belief that says, I'm a piece of crap and nothing good is ever going to come of my life. Because no matter what your belief is that you choose, your brain's going to seek to confirm that it's true by looking at all the inputs in your life. So if you walk around saying, yeah, why am I such a loser? Your brain's going to find 50 different reasons a day. Yep, that's a reason, that's a reason. That is essentially the reticular activating system at work. It's also referred to as a cognitive bias, right? We seek out evidence of the things that will support our current beliefs. I mean, that's true, in world politics. It's true in everything. Every aspect of life, this cognitive bias is always at play. And so, you may as well make a decision up front to figure out what it is that you want. Decide, make a decision, choose that that's what your belief is going to be, and set your task, your brain's task on confirming that. And the more we hold that belief as our top priority and as our core belief, the brain will seek to find evidence to support that belief. So if you're going to predict the future, make it a good one. And I know it's frustrating. I know it's hard. We're sitting here struggling. We're in all sorts of pain, some worse than others, but everybody's pain's everybody's pain, whether mine's at, whatever. Whether somebody's is a 10 and somebody else's is a 6, it sucks for both of them. You can compare and say, well, my life sucks more. That doesn't buy you anything. Nor does it help you move forward with any type of recovery. So let's decide, spend a couple of minutes. Decide what it is you are going to choose to believe about yourself and your life and about your ability to get better. And then hold that belief like the carrot, on a stick held out in front of the horse to get it to move forward. Dangle that belief in front of you, and so it keeps pulling you forward. And your brain, just by design, based on this reticular activating system, will scan for evidence that that belief is true. And inch by inch, day by day, baby steps at a time, you're going to begin moving in that direction. And all of a sudden you're going to go, holy crap, how did I get here? I'm doing so much better. It doesn't happen overnight. If you expect to just say, I'm indifferent, I don't care about my pain, how come it's still here? Nothing is like a light switch. You can't turn off the pain, like a flick of a switch. It absolutely takes consistency, practice. I know some of this stuff is challenging, but it's not undoable. And if you think this recovery process is so hard, it's really hard staying where you're at right now. And I would venture to say that the weight of this belief that says I'm never going to get better is way more painful than the effort it may take to start to change your beliefs and point yourself in a better future direction. I guess we've got an airport not too far away. We got these little tiny planes flying overhead. Kind of noisy. So if you're going to predict the future, what are you going to predict? I'd love for everybody to comment below and let me know what your prediction is. And if your prediction has been terribly negative, write down what your old prediction was and what your new prediction is, which again is a decision as to what your future life's going to look like. If you have no idea what that is, get out a pen and paper and brainstorm. What does my ideal life look like? And if that seems too big to tackle, what does my ideal day look like? A sustainable day, right? What would you do? What would you eat for breakfast? Who would you see? Who would you call? Would you go to work? What kind of job? You know, basically, what would your ideal day look like? And if everything you write down is pain-free, 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 no, I want you to kind of eliminate my ideal life is me, pain-free. I get it. That's the obvious answer. We know that. But let's phrase it in ways that the brain can grab onto and say, this is a positive statement. This is a positive thing. I envision myself fit, 20 pounds lighter, exercising, feeling stronger, smiling more, finding joy in my work with you guys and gals, finding joy with my family. Just really, envision what that is and write it out. And if you'd like to brainstorm here in the comments, please do. What does your future life look like? Hold on to that vision. Because what you're doing by setting this target is turning the reticular activating system into a tool for your benefit as opposed to a tool for your detriment, which is if you have this prediction of the future that looks pretty dismal and dark and sad and lonely and hopeless, your brain's looking for evidence that that's true too. So it's just how the brain works. Predictive coding is the brain will create what we expect. This reticular activating system is that the brain will seek evidence to confirm the things that we believe are actually true. And so expect the best and then predict the future that you want, not the one that you fear is going to come true. Just kind of how the brain works. So I hope you found this useful. If you're willing to share your old prediction and now your new prediction after going through this video, please do in the comments below. I'd love to see some examples from you folks. And I'm going to stop the recording and actually just sit out here because it is absolutely stunning out. It is beautiful. So enjoy your day. Spend some time thinking about this future that you're going to predict, and then set your brain to create. So love you guys and gals, and I will see you tomorrow.